Hi everyone. It's been a little while since I made a update video, although this isn't really, I guess it is. It's sort of an update video. I'm basically just going to talk about some stuff that I've been doing over the past however long since my last update video, and some stuff that I'm looking forward to coming up soon, hopefully. Um, as for the stuff that I've been doing, I mostly just upgraded this tattoo. So this is my old one, the drop one that I always had, and then this is the new one. I use those premium accessory for magic attack scrolls that give 4 or 5, and then I think I used 3 primes as well because I couldn't find enough scrolls to finish the whole thing. So pretty happy with this. This one still needs to be upgraded, but that'll probably be a long process, just like this one was. Besides that, I also made a farming staff, although it still needs to be cubed. I finished this like probably a week ago now, but yeah, Evan's mobbing damage is not very good, so I figured I would probably want to have this in the future, although in the future Evan's mobbing damage gets buffed, so, you know, maybe it won't be relevant, maybe it will be, but whatever. It didn't really cost that much, because I just used traces. So, yep, that's pretty much it for gear. Oh, I finished scrolling this. I don't know if I ever showed that on video. I'm pretty happy with that. I did use return scrolls, and it took like probably, I don't know, 100k worth of NX. Although most of the NX I used was Maple points from the records event. So, not too bad. Yeah, that's pretty much it for what I've been doing. I haven't really been playing all that much. There's been a number of events, mostly the anniversary thing. I did do that, obviously. I got this and the title. But outside of the random events, I haven't really done much farming or anything like that. Kind of just been taking it easy. I am looking forward to Beyond, which is what most of this video will be about. Mainly Maple Union and Arcana, obviously. There's not much to talk about in regards to Arcana, other than, getting more Arcane Force. Also, don't laugh, I know my Lachlan symbol is really terrible. I haven't farmed since like January, so that's my excuse. But looking forward to the new area. The maps look a lot better than Lachlan. Unfortunately, the mobs also have higher HP, which is bad for me because I can barely farm and latch as it is, since Evan's mobbing damage is so bad. But yeah, it'll be nice to get a new area. But the main thing I'm looking forward to in Beyond is, well, I guess the first main thing. There's 2 main things, which doesn't really make sense. But the first thing is obviously the second 5th job skill. Evan's current 5th job skill, which is terrible, becomes a lot better when we get the next one. Basically, if you're unfamiliar, I'll just give a quick rundown. All of Evan's skills, like Earth Breath or Wind Breath, work as fusions. So you use like a Dragon skill, like Dragon Breath, and then you use a Evan skill, like Wind Circle. If you use them at the same time, it creates the fusion skill. So that's sort of the same theme that they went with for the 5th job skills. This would be the Evan skill, and then Beyond gives us the Myrrh skill, and then when you combine them, they form this like giant laser that actually does real damage and is a good skill, unlike this thing by itself. So very excited to have that because Evans don't really have a lot of burst damage, so it'll be nice to get some real burst damage. But besides that, Maple Union is the big thing that everyone is looking forward to. So if you don't know what Maple Union is, basically, it's a new version of the character card system. It's a lot better. What happens is, based on the total level of characters within your world on your account, so like, for me, I'm in Broa, so all of my characters in Broa, all of their levels get added up, and based on that number, I can reach a certain tier of like Grandmaster Union or Master Union or whatever the names are, I forget. But and based on your tier, you're able to use a certain number of attackers, which is the new name for character cards. The cards themselves still give the same effects that they do now, although some get changed. I think Night Lord becomes like crit rate, and then a lot of classes just become like basic like raw stat. I think IL, Ice Lightning Mage, changes to just int. I'm not sure if it already is just int, but there's a lot of just int cards, so I've had to train rather a lot of those, since obviously I want int. But on top of the existing effects that you already get from cards, you can obviously use more than 9 in the new system. 9 is the lowest amount you can use, and then as you level up your union tier, you get like higher and higher. You're able to use more and more attackers, so more effects. And also there's the union board, which is like I don't really know what a good way to describe it is, but I'm gonna pull it up on screen here. Let me close this. Okay, so this is a very ugly mock-up that I did of the union board. But as you can see, there's in the square on the left, there's 8 sections on the outside and then 8 sections on the inside. The 8 sections on the inside you're able to rotate around, and I didn't write down all the names because I'm just using this for my own purposes, but there's all 4 of the stats, so int, luck, strength, dex. There's regular attack and there's magic attack, and then I believe the other 2 were HP and MP. So those are the 8 on the inside, and you can change the positioning of those to suit whatever you want. The outside areas are locked in where they are, and then every single character you have, so like I have a list here of characters, every single one of them is a piece that you can put on this board to take up space, and for every space you take up within a specific section, you get some of that stat. So I think for the int stat, which I have over there, I believe every square you fill within int gives you, is it 5? 5 int per square. And then for magic attack, it's 1 magic attack per square, I believe. And then boss damage is like 1% per square. Ignore defense is also 1% per square. And then crit damage is 0.5% per square, so you can get a maximum of 20% crit damage, 40% boss damage, 40% ignore defense. But in order to do that, you obviously need a lot of characters. Now, as you can see, I've colored these differently. That's because every job type has a different shape associated with their piece. So like mages, as you can see, are like a cross. Warriors are a square. Thieves are like an L shape, and then archers are just a line, and then pirates are like a Z, basically. And then the size of the shape is also dependent on the character's level, the same way like we currently have, like B, A, S, S, S for character cards. That is what determines the size of your character's shape, or your character's piece. So as you go up, they get bigger. There actually is a new triple S, or maybe it's just SS. I'm not sure what the name is, but there's a new tier of card for level 250. So if you have a level 250, you get 5 squares covered for your single piece, which you can see from my Evan. It's like on the mid left. It's like a perfect cross rather than just a cross missing an arm. And so, yeah. So basically, the goal is to cover as much ground on your union board as you can. And to do that, you obviously need 2 things. You need high-leveled characters. So 200 gets you 4 squares of coverage. So like the current SS tier. And then you also want a lot of characters. So to use a lot of characters, like I'm using here, you need to have a high account level, which is what I was talking about earlier. It's the total sum of all the characters in your world on your account. To use 36 characters like I have listed here, you need to have an account level of 8,000. So on average, all 40 of your characters need to be level 200. Obviously, there's some leeway if you have some characters over 200. You can not hit 200 on some others, but you get the idea. So this is just my rough plan for what I'm trying to do with my union board. I get asked a lot why I'm doing duplicate characters down here, because most people are like, well, wouldn't you want to have as many different effects as you can? Because obviously, well, not obviously, I guess, but if you didn't know, if you use 2 phantoms like I have listed here, you don't get the character card effect for both phantoms. You only get the highest one, but they still both count as a piece. So, like, I could use 40 Evans, basically, and I would only get one Evan card, but I would be able to use 40 Evan pieces. So, so people, I mean, like, technically the best thing to do would be to use as many different effects as you possibly can, so you get more out of, like, each card rather than just spaces on the board. For me personally, I only care about the first 25. Is that Bishop? No, that's Blaster. Where's Bishop? First 25. The first 25 effects listed here are the only ones relevant to me personally. Other stuff that I could get would just be like flat stat from a different class. So like I don't care about getting Dex. Like this Wind Archer here gives me Dex. I don't need Dex. I'm an Evan. Dex would be good for other characters, but I don't really care about other characters. So this is basically just the first 25 here, except for maybe Xenon, are cards that I cared about having. The rest are just to fill space on the board. So the reason I'm not doing different characters is because I already had a second set of Link Mules, and rather than like remaking new characters and losing those Link Mules, I figured I would just train the Link Mules. That way I wouldn't have to start from scratch on a new character, and I would be able to keep the extra set of Link skills. So that's why I'm doing duplicates down here. Cannon through Mihail are just space fillers. Don't really care about their effects, but yeah, I needed pieces for the board, obviously. So that's basically Maple Union in a nutshell. I know that's not a very detailed explanation, but I wasn't really trying to give one. So if you have any further questions about that stuff, I know Kobe has made a lot of videos, or at least 2 videos that I saw regarding Maple Union that do a better job of explaining it than I've done. And then there's also resources like Orange Mushroom out there. I'll try and link those in the description for anyone who's still confused on the situation. But if you see people talking about like, oh, I'm training so many Union Mules, this is why, pretty much. They want these extra stats that you can get from the Union board, like boss damage, crit damage, and ignore defense. And there's other good stuff in the Outer Edge as well, depending on if your class needs it. I don't need any of the other stuff as an Evan, so I'm mostly just focused on those 3. But overall, the system is really nice. It's a huge upgrade over the current character card system, and I'm looking forward to it. Maybe once I'm finished with my characters, I'll just do a quick like run-through video of my account, more or less. So like all the different characters that I have. For now, let me take this off the screen real quick. There we go. So right now, my account level is 7617. I still have a bit of work to do. If we bring up the Union board again, I have finished training up through, is it 29? Yeah, I just finished Dawn Warrior. So I still have 30 through 36 here to hit 200 with. Some of them are closer than others. Some are like 180, some are 160. The lowest ones are 140 right now. But my main goal at the moment is getting these 36 to 200 first, and then any extra levels I need after that, I'll just work on later, because obviously I still need to hit the 8,000. 8,000 is the benchmark that allows you to use 36 characters, like I think I mentioned earlier. Also, you want to hit at least 6,000 to unlock all of the spaces on the outer edge of your Union board. Or not the outer edge, but the outer section. So the 8 outer areas, which are the actually good stats, more or less, they unlock like one row, or, well, it's not really a row, but like one line at a time, basically. So you can see how there's like, they're separated into 6, is that 6? No, that's 5 different lines. As you reach certain levels with your Union level, additional spaces will unlock for you to fill. So at the start you only have the inner area with int and magic attack and all the other stuff, and then as you progress you unlock more spaces in the outer areas. At 6,000, you unlock all of the spaces in the outer area, and I believe 6,000 also allows you to use like 26 or 28 attackers, something like that. I'm not really sure on the number anymore. But if you want to use 36, which allows you to cover much more area on the board, you have to get to 8,000, which is my current goal. So I'm about a little under 400 off. I still have, what is that, seven 200s to get, and then extra levels on top of that. I'm not sure how far I'll be with just these 7 once they're finished. I'll probably need another like 150 maybe levels. No, it wouldn't be that high. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But anyways, yeah, so that's basically what I've been focused on lately. Just training mules to 200. It's pretty exciting. Not really. But yeah, that's pretty much the update. Can't really think of much else. Obviously, once Beyond is out, we'll have more stuff to actually make videos on, because right now there really isn't a lot of stuff going on. There's the ReZero event that's kind of boring, and also just a money grab that I unfortunately fell for, as you can see from the tons of Miracle Scrolls. Really regretting buying those boxes. Anyways, I think that's it. For anyone who cares about the Lucid progress, we're at 17, although we haven't done our run this week yet, so we'll be at 18 after this week, meaning 6 weeks left till we get our 200 weapons, which is cool. And then I'll probably make a video regarding that, because I have all the materials I need to scroll it. I just don't have it, so that'll be fun. I have terrible luck with Prime Scrolls, so I'm sure I'll be triggered and sad and waste a lot of money on it. Sounds like a good time. Alright. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm sorry I haven't really put one of these out in a while, but hopefully now that school is over, I can do more, maybe, as content allows. I can only make as much videos as there is content to make videos on, so I'm at the mercy of Nexon in that regard. But yeah. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.